There's a famous passage in Matthew chapter 7, verse 6, where Jesus says in his Sermon on the Mount, "Do not give to dogs what is sacred. Do not cast your pearls before swine." In our jobs, that can be an incredibly profound truth for us to take a hold of and consider, because we know something, we want to get the point across, we want to help our boss or our department or our company see a waste or a discrepancy or an inefficiency or an injustice, and we start to tell people and they just don't seem to want to listen. And it gets to be controversial in us because we're wondering, why won't they listen? This seems pretty clear to me. What do I do about this? Well, there's a reason why Jesus gave this scripture to us, and it can work for us profoundly well in our career. So stay tuned and I'll tell you a little bit more about when to know when we're dealing with a dog or a pig and what Jesus really meant about that. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. Okay, to start with, we see in Matthew 6, one chapter before, that Jesus is telling us not to judge others or we ourselves will be judged. And then yet one chapter later, it's almost like he's asking us to try to figure out if someone is being a pig or a dog. And then once they are being a pig or a dog, then we just, cut them off from all this great wisdom that we have. That's really not what he's saying here. It's not that he's calling us to make that judgment call about whether they're idiots or morons. It's, are we wasting our time trying to get a point across that they have shown every inclination they are just not willing to listen to? And in that case, it is the same thing as giving a dog something that's sacred. Hey, here's my holy Bible, Fido. Enjoy. No, it's a waste of time. And that's what Jesus is saying. We want to be wise enough in our assertions, our role, the thing that we're trying to get across, to know when we're beating our head against the wall and to stop doing that. It just increases risk when we try to keep forcing something that someone is clearly not wanting to absorb or see. We don't want to cast judgment on why they've ignored what we're saying. It's not going to help us to look down on them, and yet it will bite us if we keep trying to push it. That's not good for anybody, certainly not good for us. Now, what do we do if it's a really delicate situation that there's an injustice going on? Well, in that case, there are very quick, immediate steps we can do to make sure we're heard, and that is to go to HR and to document it. I did another video on this channel called "If It's Not Documented, It Didn't Happen." So if we're dealing with something egregious, yes, write it out, go to HR, have the discussion. After the discussion, write a quick summary email. Hey, this is what we just talked about. Send it to HR and then follow up with them to make sure that they're taking action, because we can't just turn a blind eye to things that are really, really injustices. I do recommend, however, before we take that step, to get some input from other people who are wise on whether what is happening really is an actual injustice and not just something that is morally outraging you. In our society today, at least in America, I'll say, we have taken something so far as being offensive and labeling things as microaggressions, and because someone says something that offends us, they're guilty of some terrible violence. I mean, we really do want to be careful how far we go with that. That's why I say get advice from other people. But we do want to also be aware of when we're pushing against a brick wall. We're wasting our energy. Now, if there is something that you believe it's not an injustice, but boy, if they could just grasp it, it would really help a lot of things out, then it is probably worth you going back and trying to figure out a better way to communicate it. Because the way that you are is like giving to dog something sacred, giving your pearls to a pig. Who wants to put pearls on a pig, or earrings on a pig, or lipstick on a pig, whatever we say? We don't want to do that. That could be a time that we can be aware of, oh, you know what? I want to level up in the way that I communicate things. Then go back and really put some effort into communicating why this will be beneficial. This is what I refer to as writing a business case. We want to get great at writing business cases. There is a time to put together numbers and a numerical reason for why we believe what we believe. It's foolish for us to just hope they'll listen to us because we're awesome employees or great people or someone likes us. No, that's not the best. It's better to say, okay, look, what I'm saying is not getting across. I'm going to stop trying to give what is sacred and throw pearls at them. I'm going to go back and kind of sharpen the point on my sword, so to speak, the area that I'm trying to communicate, and then go back for a second time and communicate it better. That could be the answer. Okay, I hope this helps. It is important to grasp when they aren't listening anymore. I did another video just recently on when to know when we're being long-winded. This is kind of part of it. I hope this also provides an insight into what you can do instead. Please share below if you're gaining an insight from it or you have a technique you've used to help you know when it's time to sharpen that sword. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.